your opening day starters are going to be? Are you looking at just a wide open competition in this rotation, and how excited are you about this group?
Yeah, no, first really excited. I think that the competition we have in camp is something we haven't had here, just from how athletic and just the skill level of our guys. It's a great mix right now. Opening day starter, I think we're a long ways away from that, and we have all different sort of candidates. Kyle's been around the league for a while, but we have a lot of guys that haven't been in the league for very long, and we'll kind of figure it out as we get closer.
How's it feel now to have Mike Elias and the rest of the organization pin playoffs as the destination for this group after what you guys have been through?
Yeah, I mean, for the first time since we've been here, we're want to build off last year from an expectation standpoint, and excited about that, honestly, and feel like we have a competitive club, and this is the first time that we've gone in with true non-rebuild mode of going out to win games, and from the standpoint of we feel like we can compete. We showed it last year, and we're excited about our club.
Brandon, this is the first time that you're going in with very few positions seemingly up for grabs, with a lot of guys with not a lot of jobs that are up, that are going to be contested. How difficult is that going to make it for you?
I hope really difficult. I think the harder it is, means the better your club is. Sending guys down or whatever, if you're guys that you don't want to, but you don't have room. So I'm hoping that we have a ton of tough decisions at the end of camp, and really, we have a lot of depth now, which is so nice. And guys coming that haven't even gotten there, guys that are going to experience their first major league camps that we have high hopes for, and so just the talent level alone. But I hope we have a lot of tough decisions.
Brandon, a year ago, there's optimism, but so many unknowns at this point. Now there's a lot more knowns, and the optimism, of course, still right there too. But how different is it, just the feeling getting ready for spring training compared to a year ago?
I think you're always excited when you're ready to go to spring training. I think we're just way more talented this year, and we have guys that are kind of going into their. We talked about last year, kind of that group that's been here a few years now. Now they're getting a little bit older, and they're getting to be some veteran status with some of our position players, and I think it's super encouraging from what we did on the mound last year. And when we want to build what we did on the mound last year, we were able to stay in games, we were able to finish games, and that's not easy to do in the big leagues in our division. And we got over the hump last year pitching wise, and just want to see it continue.
So does your approach to how you construct spring training or how you talk to the guys, does that change? And if so, how does it change?
No, I think everybody's very aware of what we did last year. The league also, and our record from June on was really competitive, and we're not sneaking up on anybody anymore. People understand how talented we are. People know how good our bullpen was last year, et cetera. And I think that I think the expectations will be raised internally too. I mean, I think the guys are going to want to really compete and build off of last year.
What's it like with the fan base on this Caravan, the energy you feel when you're out there with the folks?
Yeah, we had one stop last night, or yesterday late afternoon. It was a lot of fun. We were in a high school auditorium and played a few games, talked a little bit with there were some fans' questions. So to be able to interact, to see the excitement, that was a huge change from last year's second half, honestly, was just like fans' reactions to the team. And then going into the off season, hearing how people watched us closely and how fun we were to watch. I just want to, that's great to hear. And it's nice that we're putting, a team out there that is a fun group of kids that played good baseball last year.
What specifically do you guys have planned, I guess, for the start of spring training in terms of preparing for the rule changes? Are guys going to be throwing bullpens with clocks or sort of?
Yeah, those are things that we've been talking about for a couple months since they came out, and what we're going to do differently from getting guys used to maybe playing a little bit faster tempo. We'll see. I've never seen it. So fortunately, we're so young that we've had a lot of guys who have seen it. So, guys that were in AAA last year, or they did stuff in the fall league before, and but we have a lot of young guys that have experienced the clock and the bigger bases last year in AAA, and I just have never seen any of that. But I think I know we are preparing for what that's going to look like, and probably do some drills that will resemble what we're going to see in the season.
Brandon, you said this is a much more talented roster for you, but you also look around. You pay attention a lot to baseball itself. How much better or worse do you think is the American League East this year? You guys outside of it, I mean, has the division itself gotten better too?
Yeah, I think our division's pretty good. I mean, what are you asking me?
I mean,
it'll be good next year too. So yeah, no, I mean, listen, we play in a tough division. Those teams aren't going anywhere. It was nice that we took big steps last year, big strides, and to be able to compete with them the way we did. And like I said, we're not sneaking up on them this year. They know that we're a talented group, and we're looking forward to the challenge of being, in a really, really tough division.
Fair to assume you were totally in favor of the balanced schedule?
I do like the balanced schedule, Pete. Yep. I think the fans are going to enjoy it too. I think to be able to see every club, I think that's going to be fun. And it's to play that many games against your own division is tough and is challenging, and we still play a lot against them. But looking forward to that. But also looking forward to seeing other teams and be able to see the league a little bit more.
Brandon, how much better do you feel like you guys are than you were 6 months ago? How much? You guys obviously won 83 games, but how far beyond that do you feel like this roster, as you have it, can push?
Well, it's we're not including the guys that we brought in, but the guys that are coming back. Another year for me, another year of experience, another year of playing competitive games. And for the first time, really playing in competitive games in September. That's different. Playing games that matter in September is a lot different, and I thought our guys really embraced that well last year. We played good all the way till the end of the year. So I want our guys that are returning to. I feel like they have another year of experience, and a lot of those guys are getting into their prime years, and then I'm really excited about the veteran guys that we added, bringing Mike back. Kyle's obviously got World Series experience last year, been a really good starter in this league for a while. Saw Adam a ton in Pittsburgh when I was in Chicago. He's a really good player, scrappy, great makeup. McCann, excited about him and what he can bring from behind the plate, and former All-Star, and Irving, carved us up a couple of years ago. So to be able to add a left-handed starter, we thought was important. So, yeah, I like the makeup of the group the guys that Mike in the front office brought in also, and it's gonna be a nice blend with our other guys.
How important is that impact, just having these veteran experienced guys from what you learned last year, bringing in those experiences?
Yeah, it's the blend is an important thing, and the veteran guys we had in the clubhouse last year were a huge part of growing our younger players and putting a winning attitude and winning environment in the clubhouse. I just thought they gave our players a lot of confidence with how they went about their business, and were a big help. And it's gonna be the same with these guys coming in.
Brandon, a year ago, it seemed the bullpen was the biggest question mark among other things, and to have played as well as they did, do you expect that can just happen again? Because the nature of bullpens can be kind of fickle at times.
Yeah, we'll see. This time last year, you would ask me who our bullpen was. I would have no idea. Probably at the end of spring training, I didn't know honestly what they were going to do, and how. I had no idea what CNL Perez and if Batista was going to. I didn't know he was going to be like that, and so that was obviously we had a lot of great stories in our bullpen last year. Brian Baker, the second half he had. Those guys are so inexperienced that I hope that they can build off it and not try to repeat what they did last year. Just continue to be consistent with how they were, and they were really consistent last year. So I just want them to honestly continue to do that, and I'll try to match them up the best way I can. But I love the makeup of our bullpen. I think adding Mike's a big add also. a guy down there that's been around for a while that likes to pitch here. So I'm excited about our pen again.
You got over the 49ers off yet?
Yeah. Tough quarterback situation. Yeah, I know it was. The Eagles are so good, though. You got the Eagles to win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon,
Pete doesn't want to talk about that. He's an LA guy.
With the number of young guys you have and some older guys who kind of, came out of nowhere in the bullpen, do you have to this spring be cognizant of those guys trying actually to do too much because they've, in a sense, established? I mean, over the past years,
Yeah.
in my experience, players who have a breakout year sometimes get hurt in spring training, throwing too hard early, stuff
Yep.
like that.
Yep. I think that we logged a lot of innings down there last year, and health is the number one most important thing when it comes to our guys preparing for the season. I thought we did a good job with that last year, honestly, keeping guys as healthy as we possibly could, and that's going to be our focus in spring. Is these guys threw more? These guys threw for 6 months, had more appearances than they've ever had before. A lot of those guys down there, some of those guys pitched an extra month. They hadn't even been in the big leagues before. So we're very, very aware of that and try to take care of them as much as I can in spring.
A couple of the guys that you brought in have come out down 2022 seasons going into spring. How do you kind of approach it with
I'm
those
sorry,
guys?
what was the first part of that?
A couple of the guys that you brought in had down 2022 seasons. How do you approach it in spring with guys coming off maybe a campaign that they weren't?
Yeah, I think bounce-back seasons they happen, and especially a couple of those guys that maybe didn't have the numbers that they normally did. They've had good years in the past, and they're not older guys. And they're not old guys. They're guys that are still years ahead of them, and we're looking for those guys to bounce back and be able to help us and have better years this year.
I'll ask, since you're coming into the first season as a manager, having had Manager of the Year accolades, and you mentioned you're not shying from expectations, is there a pressure now that is different from before? Is that the right word? Expectations and maybe pressure, whatever, however you want to look at it.
Yeah, I just think embracing it. I think we're ready for it. It was a tough few years, and not just from my seat, but fans also, and everybody around that follows the team. It was hard, and to have expectations. I think it's we have confidence in our guys, and I think our players have a ton of confidence, and I just want them to take it head on, honestly. It's good to have people think you're good, and you want to embrace that we got a talented group, and so I'm not worried about that, honestly. I think that I like the makeup of our team, and I think we're going to go out and play their butts off.
Thanks, Brandon.